What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to go over this upcoming week, go over some factors to consider as far as overall investing, some massive catalysts that you need to definitely buy on, give you some updates as far as data points very relevant to a lot of investors, and tie it all together with some technical analysis and see what the indicators are saying. But before we get into any of that, you guys know the deal. Smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. Definitely helps my channel significantly. Also, if you do like my channel and want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom screen. Greatly appreciate that. I do weekly live streams as well for members only, so even more of an incentive to sign up. With that said, let's get right to it. So first and foremost, before I get into anything, just want to let you guys know I will be collaborating with Lucidverse, big part of the Lucid community on Twitter, so make sure you do follow them. Link is going to be in my description below. We're going to be collaborating and doing a couple of videos over the next couple of weeks, so definitely stay tuned to that. But as far as updates for this upcoming week, and a huge catalyst that you need to buy on is this North American Car of the Year 2022. And guess what? One of the finalists. So you can see there's Honda Civic, Lucid Air, and the Volkswagen Golf. So as far as when this is actually being debuted, January the 11th. So this is definitely a massive catalyst that you need to buy on, because in reality, we are going to win this, have another award under our belts. So again, this is set for Tuesday, so keep that in mind as far as the overall calendar. So as far as other updates for this upcoming week, there is CPI data coming out on Wednesday. So you can see Wednesday, January the 12th, there is month over month, year over year. This is definitely something that you need to be aware of. I do strongly think that we're going to be in line though with the 5.4 estimate. So in reality, it shouldn't cause that much disruption. Just unfortunately, when it does deviate a little bit higher or lower than that, that's when it ultimately will affect the market. But at the end of the day, there's more than enough catalyst for Lucid. But keep in mind though, there is some things that you need to be aware of. Obviously, this is upcoming January the 19th, 2022, the PIF lockup expiration. I know I have been bringing this up quite a lot because in reality, over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of bears coming out of their caves to complain, to make you think that there is going to be a massive sell-off. In reality, I do not think that is going to be happening. But at the end of the day, if you are very active on a lot of stock forums or even in the comments of a lot of my videos and other videos, you can see bears are starting to come out. They're bringing up a lot of negative things, and you can even see as well Warren is starting to jump on that bandwagon, especially saying that Lucid only delivered roughly about 100 vehicles. So it's one of those things that a lot of bears are coming out. And one thing as well, I just want to show you a little bit of humor, because when it comes to Jim Cramer, I do think that's a massive joke. Everything he does, he flip-flops all the time. But the latest thing he did say is that people need to be worried about this lockup expiration. But looking at this, so Jim Cramer, don't invest in China. Jeff, Elon, and Warren all increase investments in China. So I find that very funny at the end of the day. And again, it's one of those things. In reality, I did a couple of videos on this already, so I'm not going to elaborate too much. But in reality, I don't think that PIF is going to sell one share. If anything, I think that they've been adding. And especially when it comes down to Warren, as far as saying that only 100 vehicles have been actually delivered, and of those, they are all faulty. Looking at as far as some updates from Bears Workshop, so you can see this was posted on the 7th, and this was on the 5th. So you can definitely see that there is a lot of activity that has been happening recently. And ultimately, at the end of the day, if you piece together absolutely everything, especially starting in 2022, it does show that roughly about 30 to 40 vehicles per day are being delivered. Very beneficial for Lucid, very beneficial for its investors as well. So do not listen to individuals like this. Like I said, over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be a lot more individuals such as Warren. I'm sure Jim Cramer is going to speak up and say some other stuff again about Lucid. But at the end of the day, just make sure you do your own due diligence, because when it comes down to it, there is so much growth that is set for Lucid is absolutely insane. Again, going back to the point why PIF would never sell, especially on the brink of a massive growth year, or years I should say. But so this is why, again, one of those things, I don't think that you need to listen to a lot of FUD and just listen to your gut. And better yet is when you are patient. Sometimes if you are worried about the fluctuations, that ultimately means that you may be invested too heavily into one stock. Again, that's a little bit more of a side note. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. And with that, I just want to quickly show you this, because the last couple of videos I've been talking about have been focusing on growth and how important that is for Lucid and its investors, especially more so Europe. They've obviously been reiterating about Europe again. And looking at this, so on this chart, looking at Europe, you can see, look at the growth. It is well above any other region. And looking at this as well, United States, for the most part, has been pretty stagnant. If not, it's actually been going down. So that is a very key part of all of this. But regardless of all of that, Europe, that is one thing I always want to focus on, and why I have been focusing on and why you need to consistently buy, because they're going to be expanding, especially once they are thinking about Europe. They are going to be focusing on Saudi Arabia because that is going to be what's delivering the vehicles to Europe. So it is a domino effect, very beneficial for Lucid investors though. And like I've been saying as well, as far as the States goes, the huge untapped potential, because we have not been growing as far as the EV presence within the States. So it's one of those things, like I've been saying, it is a huge untapped potential, especially with this, the infrastructure bill. So in case you weren't aware, you get up to about $7,500 tax credit, $500 if your battery is made in the States, and also $4,500 if your vehicle is assembled domestically with union labor, which Lucid does not qualify for. Right now, they only qualify for the $7,500. So at the end of the day, very beneficial. And when it comes down to it, Teslas, as you can see based on the huge sales that they have been having, this is all very dependent on EV credits such as this. And when it came down to it, Tesla stock plummeted because they were about to take these away. Elon was complaining all the time on Twitter saying that unfortunately we need this, why is the government doing this, blah blah blah. And Lucid, as of right now, just starting out, so again they can definitely take advantage of this, pump out as many vehicles as possible. And not only that, like I've been saying as well, Lucid can do a $25,000 vehicle in roughly about 4 years, again benefiting based on this as well, making bigger profit margins. And when it comes down to it, like I've been saying as well, looking at the overall EV presence within the States, very minimal. As you can see, only mostly East and West Coast actually have any EV vehicles, again showing that there is a huge untapped potential. Very beneficial for companies such as Lucid to take advantage of that and enter the market, take market share, and not only that but grow it. But with that, that's a huge catalyst why you need to buy into Lucid, because again, based on Lucid's price, it's factored in a lot of different things, mostly because of its huge growth potential and its tech. So when it comes down to it, this is reasons why you need to buy, because the infrastructure bill will support Lucid significantly. With that, just want to touch on this. So some technicals. So 50, 100, and 200 day moving averages, Bollinger Band, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So you can see stochastic having a little bit of a deviation, black is above the red, so showing a upside potential. Number of buyers based on the momentum indicator is constantly going up, nice and natural growth as you can see. And looking at RSI is fairly neutral at 54. Right now, based on Friday's activity, we did actually break outside the Bollinger Band, tested the 50-day moving average. Unfortunately, we did bounce back in, because again, 9 times out of 10 when we go outside the Bollinger Band, unless there's a catalyst to keep us there, unfortunately we do typically retrace back. So that was the case based on Friday, but again, definitely shows its strength, shows its momentum, and that's definitely one thing that we really all love about Lucid. But regardless of all that, I do definitely see us having a lot of upside potential, especially for this upcoming week. So like I said, factoring in everything in reality with the North American Car of the Year, the CPI data, which in my opinion won't be that relevant at the end of the day. In addition to that, there's going to be a lot of people such as Warren and obviously Jim Cramer and coming out about this. So this will cause a lot of volatility over the upcoming week. But the way I see it, there's a lot more catalyst to buy Lucid than obviously the negatives. So as far as the overall price target for this upcoming week, based on everything like I already just mentioned, I see us getting to around the $46 mark in reality as far as a high. There is a lot of catalysts that could come out easily during that time period and just mess everything up and cause it to go to 55, 60, so much more. But at the end of the day, that's how I see things, is more so around the $46 mark. But with that, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, what you actually think about the CPI data. Let me know what you think about the North American Car of the Year, and if you think Lucid is going to win. I have a feeling majority of you are going to say yes, and what you actually think about this video as well. I know unfortunately a lot of you have actually brought this up in the comments. Unfortunately, I'm not really a big fan of him, so I don't necessarily watch his videos nor subscribe to him. But again, he does have a lot of views based on this. I don't understand why, but it must be most of the Tesla fans or whatever it might be. But let me know if you do watch a lot of his videos. With that though, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.